decomposing fractions into sums of smaller fractions. Basically, that just means that I'm breaking down fractions and then adding them together. If you look at the pictures that I have today, I have this picture here that shows you, this picture on the left shows that there is one whole tape diagram. And the tape diagram is broken into two solid parts. So we could say that this is halves, or this part that I have in brackets here, that this is 1/2 of the tape diagram. Then we can see that there's another dotted part here with the green lines that I have. That means that this half was broken up again. This is breaking down into even smaller fractions. And so now when I count the parts, I can see that I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so because I have 4, I can name each of these parts 1/4. So I can say that this is 1/4, this is 1/4, this is 1/4. Just like I can say that there's 2 parts and each part is 1/2. But when I take the two 1/4s together, I could add those together to get 1/2. Now if you look at this, these 2/4 are in this half of this tape diagram. And this is half of the tape diagram. So when I put these 2/4 together, I get 1/2. So 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 1/2. And we broke that 1/2 down into 2/4. 2/4 and 1/2 are exactly the same. And I'm going to write that here for you. So I have this second tape diagram, and it's over here on the side. And you can see that the tape diagram has 2 solid parts. Here's my solid line right here. And again, right here, I have 1/2. I have 2 halves. But I can see that I have those same kind of broken lines here that breaks mine up into 4. So you can still see my 4ths. I'm going to kind of color so you can still see my 4th a little bit. Pull out my crayon, and I'm going to kind of color my 4th. Here's the 4th that I still have. But in the midst of that 4th, I've broken it down even further with a dotted line. And so because of that, you can see that I have many parts. Let me get back to a pen here. You can see that I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 8 parts. Therefore, I can name each of my parts as 1/8. So you can see I have 1/8 and 1/8. And I'm just going to put the 8ths for this half. So this half is broken up into 8ths and is also broken up into 4ths. And if I add all of these 8ths together, I get the entire half. So 1/2 is also equal to 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. 1/2 is also equal to 1/4 plus 1/4. So therefore, it's fair to say that 1/4 plus 1/4 equals 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8, and it all equals 1/2. So that's decomposing fractions into sums of smaller fractions.